This is our last show before the Christmas holidays. We got Cash in the building. We got my man James doing the photography for tonight, and we got two very, very, very special guests tonight. We have Chairman Fred Hampton JR calling in, and then we also later on have the Lady of Rage calling in. So it's gonna be a dope night. You know what I'm saying? Catch out the live stream on the Facebook or catch us on the archives. Check out the Chopp Shop Radio at YouTube, or also check us out, like I said, the live stream. So with further ado, because we don't want to take up the man's time because he's a busy mover and shaker. Who do we got on the phone right now?
Hey, live and direct, you got Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. I'm honored and humbled to be online with you. Look forward to the show in the spirit of making history, taking history, and taping history.
That's it. Honor being able to talk to you, brother. Much love.
Yeah, man. A lot of people were really excited about this, Chairman Fred. So let's first start off. So let's start off at the beginning, because obviously, a lot of people know who you are, but some people don't know. People that don't pay attention to certain things, since people are caught up in the fast-paced media today. For people who do not understand the legacy that you come from, could you talk a little bit about who your father was?
Well, let me premise with this. First, I feel fortunate to have fallen from the tree of two freedom fighters, that of Chairman Fred Hampton and also of Accord and Jerry, formerly known as Deborah Johnson. My father was Chairman Fred, who was a deputy chairman for the state of Illinois for the Black Panther Party. In fact, under his leadership, Illinois grew to be the largest chapter of the Black Panther Party. A lot of the programs, such as the Black Panther Party Free Breakfast Program, amongst other survival programs, we have seen make major moves, again, not only in the state of Illinois, but on a national level. But programs such as the Free Breakfast Program, he fed a minimum of 3,500 children a week. Chairman Fred also, contrary to a lot of the revisionists of history, or people who try to change history around, it was not Reverend Jackson who organized the Rainbow Coalition. It was actually Chairman Fred Hampton who organized a real deal dynamic of the Rainbow Coalition. And since Chicago, which remains to be one of the top segregated cities in the country, he was able to grapple with not only the race contradiction, but also the class contradiction. And one time he himself was a political prisoner. He, as well as the respective organization that he represented, the Black Panther Party, was targeted by the infamous COINTELPRO. Again, the COINTELPRO, which is an acronym for Counterintelligence Program. And he was subsequently assassinated, and we stress that word. He was assassinated. So a lot of people try to use euphemisms and try to water it down. So he died or he passed away. But he was assassinated December the 4th, 1969, along with his comrade, Defense Captain Mark Clark, who was out of Peoria, Illinois. And we say it's a tough act to follow, but we try our best. And I presently chair the Black Panther Party Cubs, the organization that's carrying legacy and ideology, the closest thing to ideology of the Black Panther Party.
So are we saying for those of you that are directly related to the founders of that school of thought, without causing any drama, are we saying that the Black Panther Cubs is more of an acceptable legacy carrier than the named New Black Panther Party?
Well, let me distinguish first thing is though. I'm a Cub by birth and by battle. Again, by birth and by battle. So it's not. I mean, and this is no slight. Not just on the basis of my lineage, but we stress. In fact, one of our mantras is that we are the great grandchildren of Garvey, referencing Marcus Garvey, the offspring of Malcolm, and the ideological Cubs of the Black Panther Party. So the organization I was speaking in reference of is dedicated to the ideological dynamic of the Black Panther Party. So not just limited to that simply, if it's a biological relationship, but the ideological carry on legacy of the Black Panther Party. And again, no slight, but no doubt. We ain't new to this. We grew to this. So we say it's a tough act to follow. We try our best. We're not caught up in the time warp. There's certain things that, changing and ever developing, but we let the record reflect that this is the organization that's carrying the legacy of the Black Panther Party.
Understood, Chairman Fred. Understood. So, it's interesting because, your story has actually been told in so many different formats. Like, for instance, other than how I first learned about your father was being an activist. And I know you're an activist other than the fact that you're somebody's son. You're activist in your own right because you and I actually met at the 35th Black Panther reunion in D.C. That's when you and I met and hooked up. So I find it so I find it interesting, that your story's been told so many times in different ways. Like for instance, I think one of the most famous ways that people know your story in hip hop is from that verse on Dead Prez's song from Let's Get Free. Fred Hampton Jr. walks just like him, talks just like him. His father was a political prisoner, shot dead. That the government, How did that feel? How did that feel when you heard that song and knew that they were talking and respecting your family legacy like that? To hear those brothers, I know that you're connected with them as far as like you know what I'm saying, that's your peoples. But how did that feel to hear that verse about your family and about your dad and about your mom, about your daughter?
Well, just a little just to premise it, give you a little background. I'm a former political prisoner.
Yeah, you were incarcerated.
I was snatched up and kidnapped. We don't say locked up, but kidnapped. A number of different times throughout my life, but a major time that I was snatched up by the state was in response to some trumped up charges I was given, in response to the semi-valley refusal to indict the LAPD by defeating Rodney King. And after the rebellions, not the riots, but the rebellions that occurred throughout the country, but yet throughout the world, I amongst others was targeted, but I was subsequently targeted by the infamous Cook County, Chicago, Cook County court system, and subsequently given 18-year prison sentence at the time. And at that time, according to Illinois state law, you would serve half of that time. And it was an international campaign was launched in response. The Free Fred campaign, which was not just limited to myself, but it was a symbolism, a poster child, what have you, for the demands for release of all political prisoners, and also to expose the continuing counterinsurgency, because that same infamous COINTELPRO we talked about earlier, a lot of people try to say, okay, that's how bad things was back in the 60s, after J. Edgar Hoover, the former director of the FBI, after he passed away, that's over with. But this case was a blatant example of the continuing counterinsurgency. So we had launched an international campaign launched to demand the freedom of myself and, in fact, all political prisoners, amongst other attempts to expose again the continuing counterinsurgency. One of the aspects of that was every nook and cranny of the community, and not to limit the campaign to the conscious cliques or the conscious circles. We like even in the streets of Chicago in particular, you had the various street tribes. That's the term we use as opposed to calling them gangs. Because our thing is the worst gang in Chicago is Chicago Police Department. But you had the GDs and the different other street organizations, with the Free Fred on their shirts, the mass of the people. You had the scorched earth, spray paint on the wall, Free Fred. People outside the country were saying it. So the piece, the propaganda piece, we got the piece which M1 of Dan Prayer talking about the case. That was a propaganda piece to help put out the word to the community, to the masses.
Okay. I get what you're saying, but I don't mean to cut you off, Chairman. But just because we have some people that are around the country, some people that are younger. Could you give us a brief synopsis of what exactly? Could you explain, Chairman Fred Hampton, exactly to the people what is the definition of a political prisoner? Because people don't necessarily understand that terminology these days.
Yes, indeed. Well, let me be very clear with this. Let me deal with this. First of all, we say everything is political, and we make a distinction between politics and electoral politics. Electoral politics is just the whole process of voting. But politics, again, words, terms, music, fashion, how you see things, the food, clothing, and shelter, and how you view it, how it's distributed, the terms we use, everything. So to deal with this whole prison economy is a modern day, is actually modern day slavery, and we don't say that in some sort of abstract type of way. We mean that. So we draw the correlation from the mutilation of the body of an attack on Reverend Nat Turner, who was fighting resisting one of the largest rebellions during chattel slavery, to the attacks, and the execution of people like Shaka Sankofa and others. We draw the correlation from the bounty that was placed on the head, the reward was placed on the head of Harriet Tubman, to the present day bounty, the reward placed on the head of Sada Shakur. So we draw that correlation to the fact that all the people in general who are held captive in these concentration camps, not these prisons, we call them concentration camps. They are political prisoners. Now, mind you, we we do recognize and distinguish there are those who have been targeted for, you know what I'm saying, for acknowledging this contradiction, for, you know what I'm saying, for standing up in resistance to this whole system, to this system. You know what I'm saying? So there are the likes of those, the Mumia Abu Jamal's
Free
and like.
Mumia Abu Jamal.
Mumia Abu Jamal, names everyone should be familiar with. You know what I'm saying? People should know about the Sunday and Cody. You know what I'm saying? People should know who these individuals, who these forces are. Asada Shakur. You know what I'm saying? These are people who have been targeted by the U.S. government, but however, in the same breath, let me be very clear, that the masses of our people, it's a political attack, and these, you know what I'm saying, who lay up in those atticas, those Folsoms, those San Quentins, those Cook County jails, this is a political attack, and they are, in fact, political prisoners.
True indeed. So, Chairman, so now that we have that definition, can I just say that I'll never forget the lines, because you know what was crazy is because I heard that Dead Prez song before I met you, and the song mentions your mother, your father, your daughter, and you, and I met all of you at that Black Panther reunion, the 35th. Also, looking into your history, there's also, surprisingly, not really surprisingly, because punk rock has always been a more political than other forms of, let's say, American music. The Fall Out Boys did a song about your trial.
Yeah. Yes.
So did you know about the Fall Out Boys doing that song before it came out, or did you find out about it afterwards?
I actually found out about it afterwards, and this, you know, that's an example that, you know, that the contradictions are not only the case that I was playing with, but even the organizing, you know, say with Chairman Fred Hampton Sr., the Black Panther Party. This is a politics that, you know, that transcended geographical lines, it transcended gender, as well, you know, even race lines. So that's again a graphic depiction that they'll say that, you know, on and on. Even though the government has attempted to wipe out and try to keep this some sort of secret, you know, and don't want the schools to talk about it, don't want no media attention about it. This information is getting out through the airways, through the different musical venues, whether it be rock, hip hop, you name it.
Did you feel like that song was an accurate depiction? Did you feel like that song was true to the facts?
Well, close. I'm a realist, and I know this. You know, so the deal is certain. I mean, nothing. I mean, we have to. It's going to be get the word, the discussion. Now, people asking about how I feel about certain movies about the Black Panther Party. So I understand that, you know, that we are still, not being free. We're not able to, you know, get this information out on our terms. I know there's going to be certain stuff twisted around a little bit here and there. But again, the pros outweigh the cons. Just for it to happen, to have that type of discussion in arenas that I couldn't touch down directly. So we want to fight for the stage and the space that we can actually, you know, any errors or whatever, we can address them.
Right, and going back to what you just said about, you know, the movies and things that depicted the Black Panther Party. You know, one in particular was the one, you know, I watched in the mid-'90s, you know, because I was like 10, you know, I was real young. Yeah, Panther, and I was watching that. And even though I knew about, you know, the Black Panther Party, what it was about, that kind of gave me the visual understanding of it, actually seeing it all, you know, in action. I know you said that, you know, a lot of people asked you about how it, you know, how you felt about how it depicted the Black Panther Party, but, you know, that kind of opened the door and helped me understand what the Black Panther Party was about. And then later on, seeing that one of the major major threats was the, you know, the free breakfast program. You know, I seen all that in the movie. And, you
Hoover
know,
said that, right?
Yeah, yes sir. So
yeah, Larry. What was it? Not Larry Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover said the greatest threat to American security is the Black Panther Party.
Yeah,
and they were feeding kids.
Yeah, feeding kids. So how do you really feel like that movie like did the Panthers justice?
He said like,
again, not doing absolutes. Let me also put in context where I was at when that movie came out. I was held captive. I was locked up. And the prison administration refused to even play the movie Panther when I was locked up.
Of course they did.
You know what I'm saying? And however, later on down the road when it finally came through, I was in the process of being transferred from one concentration camp to another. I had caught it. And we got our criticisms, like, for example, it did not emphasize or show what the Panther Party had stressed about the importance of political education. But again, I understand this is a mainstream movie, so on and so forth. So a lot of times the deal is, you know what I'm saying, this is war. We fighting for the minds and the hearts of the people. So,
yeah, and it's a propaganda war. It's a propaganda war at the end of the day.
Probably no doubt about it. So and then also you got to put stuff in context and stage the development where the people's development is at. A lot of this information is like raw meat. You know what I'm saying? It's raw. You know what I'm saying? It's raw to a lot of individuals. Like, I mean, you had a generation. I mean, that a lot of people's parents were scared to even mention the Black Panther Party. So if you come with some straight, real deal information, a lot of cats be running. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you
probably afraid that they would be assassinated, like a lot of our leaders were.
Yes. So you got to put the pill in the applesauce sometime. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? You say, okay, how can we figure a way to get this information to the people without them, you know what I'm saying, getting scared or spooked? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, cats, when I start talking, a lot of people say, "Oh, weak man, he come Chairman Fred, we scared." So sometimes you got to become innovative and creative with different tactics to get the word out.
Understood. So I get what you're saying. Was there something else you wanted to ask, Jim?
You know, I mean, I wanted to also ask, you know, as far as, you know, what the Panthers was about back then and compared to what's going on, like, you know, right now, and you know, are you feeling like a lot of people aren't really like standing up like they should be doing, or do you feel like it's you know, like that kind of like rebelliousness is kind of fading out, and you know what I'm saying, during a time where it seemed like it could be crucial, you know, like today's day and age, you know? So do you feel like it's something that's really missing, or do you feel like there's something brewing up here?
I think first we should premise be clear that a lot of people don't have a correct assessment of the 60s, the Black Power movement of the 1960s. It's important. A lot of times we don't just romanticize it and gloss over it like it was just everybody was down with the struggle. You had contradictions then. You had
informers. You have undercover police.
You no doubt. And you had people saying those terms like, you know, I'm wearing my hair fried, guys, ladies, act your age, not your color. That type of stuff was happening. And there was a movement. And see, people get involved in struggle or become conscious one of three ways: inspiration, aspiration, or desperation. So again, inspiration, aspiration, or desperation. Now, during the class peace era of John F. Kennedy, the Black Panther Party was doing what they doing. It was an unpopular position. A lot of people say, "Oh man, y'all can't sound paranoid. You know, it ain't going down." But when Richard Milhouse Nixon came in with the campaign for law and order, it forced a lot of people to fight. There's a lot of the Black Panther Party clubs. We've been out here organizing. A lot of people don't say they starting to get hit now. This Trump era is coming in. People say, "Chairman Fred, how many members do you have of the Black Panther Party clubs?" I say a lot of times it depends on how many people the police have killed. You know what I'm saying? Because the people, they get conscious real quick. And in fact, we say he turned more than me black. What that means is Michael Jackson, first he's going to make a difference if you black or white. When that case came, his song changed. They don't care about us. Kobe Bryant started quoting Dr. King when he called that case. So under intensified conditions, a lot of people start becoming conscious. But you know what I'm saying? We've been doing this. Like I said, we ain't new to this. We grew to this.
I mean, wasn't that the I mean, I remember reading a lot of books. I read a lot of books on your father and Huey Newton and all of them. And Huey Newton had said something that struck a chord with me many years ago. I read, and he had said that we need to turn up on the system, and either way it's a win, because either we win or the system oppresses people so hard that the people are on the fence understand what we're dealing with and get into the fight.
That should be clear that the deal is that they heighten the contradictions. Not say I won't get the incorrect impression that the state, that the people, that the vanguard or the organizers are responsible for the repression coming out on the people. Because it's like the colonialists tried to make Geronimo or the Apaches. They said that we attacking the Apaches because of what Geronimo was doing. Geronimo said, no. I'm just letting y'all know what's been going down. See, this system has been oppressing us. What we are guilty of, what the vanguard is guilty of, is heightening the contradiction so people can be clear.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? Say, no, this ain't no war on drugs, ain't no war on guns, no war on gangs. It's a war on the people.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing we're guilty of, is heightening the contradictions.
Understood. So now let's move forward a little bit, Chairman, because there's just so much that you have to say and so much ground that we're gonna have to have you call in another time, because you're just a fountain of knowledge and information. For directional purposes, let's move forward a little bit now, and let's talk about one thing I would like to bring up that I was looking up, and it was you had some not so choice words for Jay-Z because of as I read it, a lyric that he had on the album with Kanye West, where he watched the throne, where he said, because I guess Jay-Z was born the same day your father was assassinated, but Jay-Z said, I was born the same day that Fred Hampton died. And it looked like, from the media perspective, that you had an issue with that because it was like Jay-Z was kind of like not acknowledging the fact that he was murdered, that it was overlooking the fact that the state murdered your dad. Like, he didn't die of old age with his grandchildren in a fucking hospice or something. He died in the bed with your mother, with you in the womb, pregnant by gunshot wounds. So what was the issue there with Jay-Z?
If
there was one. I mean, I don't want to like stir no propaganda or nothing, but I just want your opinion because that struck a chord with me, and I want to know what that was about.
Well, okay, as you say, his birthday is actually the same day and actually the same year, December the 4th, 1969, in which Chairman Fred was assassinated.
So the same exact day, same year Jay-Z was born was the day your father was assassinated.
Exactly.
While you were in the womb. I don't mean to keep bringing that up, but I think people need to understand.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the deal is, everything is political. Now, even though I'm saying, again, everything is political. Words, the terms you use, even though individuals may not be cognizant of it, but everything is political. Now, the deal is, prior to that, because even though like a lot of the media had, had pumped it up like this is just some sort of one-time situation, but there were prior contradictions. You know what I'm saying? That we call the question on Jay-Z and some other forces, and we have a thing called the Black Panther Party Code of Culture, in which we said there are too many of us that sing for some rappers just to be talking about some bling bling. We, you know what I'm saying? So we've been at some issues, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no beef, but political contradictions about how these individuals, you know what I'm saying, how they, like really, become, play up the street cred, the mass of the people, but there's no reciprocal relation with the mass of the people. So it was heightened. With that statement right there, a lot of people say, well, you should be just happy that an individual mentions your father's name. But the deal is, it was a political attack. Because there's no way that Jay-Z or anyone else would have the Maya Cohen's community in Israel to say that the people in Nazi Germany just passed away. You know what I'm saying? And
totally understood.
Talented is a wordsmith as Jay-Z is strategic. You know what I'm saying? Again, and the same state that assassinated Chairman Fred is continuously attempted to devalue and water down what happened. They still shoot his tombstone up every year. The police state where he's buried at right now.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. I'm sorry, Chairman, because you like me. You talk really fast. Could you slow that back and bring that back 2 sentences?
Yes, indeed. I got you. To this very day, in Haynesville, Louisiana, Chairman Fred Hampton's tombstone, where he's buried at, is shot up annually, every year, by law enforcement. In places like Menard Penitentiary, where Chairman Fred was at in 1969, where I was at in 1999, they still have photographs of me and him in the gun tower. If you get caught with a photograph of me or him in the Illinois prisons, you get 6 months added to your sentence.
Wow.
Fuck the police, man. Fuck those cops.
This propaganda piece that Jay-Z, when he said this needs to be put in all of the whole context of attacking the legacy of Chairman Fred. Here's an individual that has, Chairman Fred was about the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's the reason why they, not to cut you off, Chairman, but the bottom line is the reason why they murdered your father is because he was a 21-year-old black man that was unifying gangs, not to kill whitey, but to take care of their community. That's why your father was murdered.
And he put people over. He couldn't be bought. He couldn't be. He was about to.
No, because some of them niggas, and I will call them that because they're not gods and they're not comrades. They co-opted and they did sell out the movement.
And this is a whole different. This is in contrast to Jay-Z, who openly tells you he's about money. You know what I'm saying? That's his. That's his thing. So be it. So it's a contradiction to take the legacy of Chairman Fred. See, a lot of people like to play. I say like to play black when it's beneficial and play Panther when it's profitable. You can't.
Yeah, just like he wears the 5% chain when it's feasible.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people be liberal with that. So I come up with one structure. We call, you know what I'm saying? It's checks and balances. You know what I'm saying? We say we across the. A lot of people say, well, you should be happy. No, I'm held accountable. I got a board. I got people who I got to answer to. When it comes down about their legacy, we don't care who it is. We done check family members about being out of pocket about their legacy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we don't care how famous a person is. A lot of people be getting their stargazing like, oh man, you should be happy this person. No, not when they come with this legacy. We call it structure. It's checks and balances.
Yeah, so basically, I'm gonna say it in a more ignorant way than you will because you're too much of a sophisticated leader to do it. But fuck Jay-Z because he tried to utilize connection to your father's legacy while actually paying homage to the system that killed him by not representing it correctly. That's what I'm getting from this.
But I'm gonna take it more. I don't want to appear subjective. This ain't no beef, no personal beef. It's a political dynamic in calling who he represents, the system. Not only him, but the entire system. Whether they come in the form of Rockefeller, Governor Rockefeller, or Rockefeller. Whether they come in the form of the Gringo or the Negro. Whether they come out of Uncle Sam or Sambo. When it comes to our people, we ain't cutting no corners, whoever it be.
So Chairman Fred, let me ask you about something else. What was the experience like for you to get pulled on stage and give a political statement on the Dave Chappelle Block Party movie that featured Erykah Badu, Kanye West, The Roots, and you got on stage with Dead Prez? And you were kicking some knowledge. I mean, what was that experience like? I mean, I know you've spoken a million times, but that was big to be on that. That was big.
Well, let me give you a little background, the news scoop. It wasn't actually pulled on stage. I mean, actually, a lot of people, you'll be surprised, who were telling me, Chairman, you're not going to be able to get in this venue. It's not going to happen, so on and so forth. And if you look closely at the beginning when I walked in, when Kanye, when he was sitting there doing the prayer circle, when they were sitting, I first walked up in the joint in the beginning of the movie. When I walked in, Kanye, the look on their faces, and they was doing a prayer, and I walked in, I said, that's right, the Spirit of Reverend Nat Turner, praise the Lord, past ammunition. That wasn't put in the movie, so it's a lot of background stuff, you know what I'm saying, that happened that it wasn't just so easy being pulled on stage. Hey, that's a whole other discussion. Much love, respect, you know what I'm saying, the discussion we had that day. I had a flashback just then. But we have the code of the culture. When we, you know what I'm saying, whatever arena we in, we going to put out the units. You know, we're not moving no preachy type of way. We get up there, we don't get on stage. I want to shout out my homies, my friends, so we got
shout out to Boo Boo. I hear you.
About the business about these political principles. These are intense situations and conditions. So we talked about the cases of New York 3, the Riyadh Jamal, so on and so forth, Sunday Island Cody, and Rochelle St. Q McGee. So whatever venue we in, we have a responsibility, you know what I'm saying, to put that out, whether it be in the club, the barbershop, the pool hall, you know what I'm saying, and to do it in a way that the masses can relate to. Not that we coming in with some preachy type of dogma elitism, but to get this stuff in, that's the code of culture.
True
we in the schools, we on the street corners, we pop into politics wherever we go.
True indeed. So Chairman, let me ask you. Let me ask you. I just want to let you know that there's a lot of OGs that are tuned in right now watching this. I want to let you know. A lot of my OGs, Buddha Monk from Brooklyn Zoo, Papa Wu from Wu Tang, and my big brother DJ JU Ice from the Wu DJ Coalition are all tuned in right now. I'm just letting you know.
Love and respect to all those that you name and the rest of the people in general. You know what I'm saying? Love and respect, and I'm glad. I'm honored and humbled to be online with y'all.
Oh, stop
it's
that!
An honor for us to be talking to you, man.
Real.
I have a question. What do you feel about the Black Lives Matter movement?
Oh, that's a good question. There we go.
As I mentioned earlier, we really big about structure. First of all, you know what I'm saying, we need to come in with some clarity. There's been so many attempts to say, is Occupy the new Black Panther Party? Is this organization the Black Panther Party? Is the Black Lives Matter? First of all, we need clarity. That's a whole different dynamic. That's not, you know what I'm saying, that's not the Black Panther Party, you know what I'm saying, Black Panther Party. And that's something that people should be clear on, you know what I'm saying? So it's a different dynamic. Now that's your cup of tea, you know what I'm saying, with, that's your, how they say in church, that's your calling, so be it. But it's a different dynamic. You know, I'm coming from a different cloth. So that's the first thing when we have a discussion about it. It should be a clarity that that's a because the term grassroots has been so watered down. They say everybody. In fact, they said Obama was a grassroots organizer. That term has been watered down.
Oh my God! Did you see these pseudo Dr. King motherfuckers that all of a sudden acted like Dr. King's dream was realized the minute Obama got elected? Oh my God!
Oh man, listen, hey.
Oh my God!
Hey,
Jesse Jackson was crying after he said he wanted to cut his nuts off.
Fuck Jesse Jackson.
He said he wanted to cut his nuts off. He's crying at the thing.
We took a very they claim Obama came out of Chicago. It was like watching the Manchurian Candidate movie because we didn't know where this dude came from. This whole history that they made up, he supposed came from Chicago. It was like watching the Manchurian.
Yeah, you're like, where did this dude come from? I also found it interesting that the first black president also had to be half white. You know what I'm saying? Like they made sure of that.
We say Obama was the coldest drug that America dropped on blacks since crack. Cancels like they was high. You can reason with them. You can logic.
Nah, you know that's what pissed me off, Chairman. That's what pissed me off. There was all these pseudo civil rights movement people that were like against the system that started waving American flags and fucking saluting the minute he came in. Like started putting pictures with him and Malcolm and fucking Martin Luther King on the same shirt.
And if you look in their eyes, you can see they was high.
That shit ain't cool.
You wouldn't do no logic. They was like literally high, like a spike was in their arm. So you couldn't even debate with them.
Yeah, like a deer in headlights. There was no getting through, right?
Right. You know what I'm saying? But we say nothing all good, nothing all bad. So that was a necessary stage to expose a lot of contradiction that was lying dormant in a lot of people anyway all the time. You know what I'm saying? So that was necessary to bring out those what a lot of people had in them all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because our thing is, again, they say, when they come to the gringo or the Negro.
I think y'all need another racial draft. Need to give back Obama and Jesse Jackson.
Obama, Jesse Jackson.
Another racial draft. First of all,
Justin Timberlake.
They never was from the community.
Yo, shout out to the OG. She passed away. She passed away. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the comrade, but she was a lot of people don't know that there's a lot of ex-Panthers that were my mentors. But shout out to the goddess who taught me a lot of things, who really put me onto the whole Jesse Jackson thing. Sophia Bukhari.
Right on. I'm telling you, no doubt, right on.
So she put me on to all of that. She put me on. So,
I feel like the whole Obama thing, like
also her daughter Wanda recently passed too. Yeah, shout out to Wanda too. Yeah, no doubt.
I feel like the whole Obama thing that gave us Obama, and then like
say, look, black people are winning.
No, and then like the police start killing a lot of black people at a high rate. I feel like it was almost like the thing to break our will in a way. Like, all right, you got a black president, and we're killing more black people in the street. The cops are killing more black people in the street, and he's not going to do nothing. It's like, look, you got a leader up there, and we'll still do what we want to do, and you can't do anything about it. He's not going to do anything. I feel like that was like a will breaker, like for black people.
I know.
Because how
here you go, this face right here.
Yeah, like
the face of the people,
the face of the people, the face of the country, and then but the height of racism kind of elevated and it became more prominent with him as the president.
Yeah, but the thing is though, it was a trick move. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but I'm not gonna disrespect anybody, but I will only state facts. Chairman Fred, you must be familiar with the OG Amali Ishiteli, from the leader of the Black Uhuru movement, who did the intro to the Dead Prez album.
Yes.
I actually ran into the brother a couple of times during my hardcore activist days, and we actually had a conflict because a bunch of revolutionaries and shout out to my Philadelphia family, those of us of the Ghetto Liberation Political Party, we had gone to a conference and he was up there talking and he was like, yeah, we want everybody to get behind voting this black man who's a black man who's going to be there for us into be the what do you call that? The people that they prosecute everybody, the state prosecute. What do you call that? The attorney general. He was like, we're gonna get the attorney general, but we're gonna make attorney generals. Not one attorney general. We're going to get multiple black attorney generals in different neighborhoods in Philadelphia. And I raised my hand and said, excuse me, Mr. Amali Ishiteli. He's like, oh, yeah, what is it, young brother? I said, are you trying to play a game with us? He goes, well, what do you mean? I said, no disrespect, but today we elect 7, 8, 9 Philadelphia people as black men. Then the next term, they fill it with racist white boys. Then where are we? What are you really pushing? And he got so mad that he came out of his character. But I'm not going to disrespect him because he's done so much. But I will add this. I walked up to him with a book that he had wrote that had influenced me, that was very revolutionary. It had a black sister on it with the fro and the spear. And I asked him to sign it. And he said, oh, that's my least favorite book. that was the last day me and my organization affiliated ourselves with the Uhuru movement. No disrespect to their organization, but it's the truth.
Wow.
It's the truth.
Yeah, that. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just adding on to what what we're talking about is that what I was saying was you as a black revolutionary who has been on the beginning of Dead President's albums, you founded the Black Uhuru movement, you know what I'm saying, which Dead Presidents were a part of, which many of my comrades were a part of. And now you're trying to get us as revolutionaries and activists to get behind your plan to get not one, but multiple of these guys and we'll be okay because they're black. But what happens once they're kicked out of office next year? Just like now who do we got? We had a black president. Who do we got now, Chairman?
The complete opposite.
Trump putting the covers off. You told who's in there now? You saying that's your question?
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't. It was like a rhetorical question. He was just like saying,
right. Okay. Yeah. The question was the statement. Yeah, who's in there now? No doubt about it. Yeah, because you get when the neo-colonial Chairman Fred talked about when it be neo-colonialism, colonialism. You know what I'm saying? Still the same agenda.
Absolutely.
So Chairman Fred, we're gonna wrap up in a little bit. I feel like we're gonna have to do like a 3-part series on you because there's just too much there.
This right on vibe here too, brother. I'm gonna say this right on vibe. Y'all got here.
What?
He says the right vibe.
Yo,
right on vibe.
Yeah,
you took me like, yo, you talking like that. When I get off, I'm gonna look at our white cameraman and call him a jive ass turkey.
Hey, well, when we all together, we all same color. We together, man.
No, he ain't a jive ass turkey. He's my people's. So Chairman Fred. So we've focused on a lot on your dad and the legacy, but I don't, just like how we're connected to legendary people, just like you. It's not always about that. So let's talk about you. Can we talk a little bit about what's going on? Now, let's fast forward to today. You have a talk show that is actually co-hosted by our next guest, the legendary Lady of Rage. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, indeed. In fact, she not only co-hosts the radio show with us, she cubs along with us. In fact, she's with the Black Panther Party Cubs. And that show you're talking about is Freedom All Radio. Again, it's Freedom All. We don't say Freedom All. We say Freedom All Radio. And that's every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, 6:30 to 8:30. The show be fire. I'm talking, man, we have people from calling in any given time from Ghana to Standing Rock, North Dakota. The comedian Luneo, to Face from Ghetto Boys, to actually the people who while he actually locked up inside the prisons, the concentration camps, to the streets of Chirac. You know what I'm saying? So the show is fire. So we giving political updates. The vibe is right on. Like I said, like y'all vibe y'all got going on. It's done in a way that's not preachy or dogmatic. So people can relate to it. We get some information out there. So again, we always have one of our co-hosts. As we say on the show, we be riding. We say we ride. We turn on at 6:30 p.m. We tell everybody to get in. We finna ride coast to coast and past that. But again, people should check it out. They get the information from my blog.
How can people? If people that have never seen the show, if somebody looking on their phone right now, how would I find your show? How would I tune in, and how would I find out more information about it?
Go to our blog spot www.chairmanfredjr.com and look for Freedom past episodes of Freedom All Radio. The call-in number is on 929-477-3785 every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. And again, you won't regret it. The show be fire.
Definitely gonna watch.
Definitely.
Myself and co-host Lady of Rage. It be fire.
You must have said some great things about Lady of Rage because I went from not being able to contact her to talking on the phone with her for an hour the other day.
Oh, right on.
Why you conference call me? I want to talk to Lady Rage for an hour. God damn it.
Because I'm selfish.
Yeah, bastard.
She's still rocking rough and stuff with Afro Puff. And also enables us to tap into audiences. Because a lot of times you talk about the politics, people say they throw these barriers up. Oh, I don't want to get involved in that. Well, she aids and assists us with also touching, again, every nook and cranny of the community. You know what I'm saying? whether we talking about
Okay.
we tapped in, in Africa to Standing Rock to the studios, you name it, we tied this in. Also, I gotta say this: we working on a movie project.
Hit him with it. And who's playing your mother?
She's playing my mother.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that the Lady of Rage, aka Baby D, aka Don't Mess With Her, is playing your mom?
AKA Deborah Johnson. I'm giving y'all some inside information. She done shot her scene already. And we've been going through some different conflicts on getting other people online. We're getting their scene shot. We're not doing with a shoestring budget. We're doing with a barefoot budget. So we got to film. We can film. We got Face gonna be online with us. We also we've been going through some back and forth. Most Def, so he supposed to playing a key role. We keep getting updated on that. But Rage has already shot her a piece for the trailer on that. So we're gonna be calling up for some funding, some assistance on that too. Let me get this out too and get this plug in too. We got a campaign going for funding for the movie and also funding for a building for the Black Panther Party Cubs headquarters, and people can assist with that at Chairman Fred Jr. at gmail.com on PayPal.
Yeah, you got to do a GoFundMe page too. That'd be big.
So
That'd work.
We got the GoFundMe page too. We going to do some technical just right now at GoFundMe.com Black Panther Cubs. So we got to update that. We got that also.
Right.
Yeah.
So before we let you go, Chairman, and I just want to say that I think we're gonna just do a 3-part interview with you. We're gonna have to.
Hey, I'm with it. I'm with it.
That's what's up.
Hey,
So I got 2 more.
I like y'all energy. I like your information. I'm talking about, real talk. I mean it. I ain't just saying that, get the buzz out for the show. I dig this whole vibe, man. Don't cuss the cameraman out here. You still filming.
Nah, that's our boy, man. That's our boy. We just poking fun at him, man. He do a lot of stuff for us, man. He do a lot of free stuff for us.
He was just the only white dude in the room, and I was like, "You jive ass turkey."
Now he's half white, so he can't cuss half himself out. He had to get somebody else.
I'm only half in the door. So Chairman Fred, I got 2 important questions before we let you go, and then we're gonna wrap up the interview. So the 2 questions I have for you, with a brief answer is: 1, how can people find out more information about the Black Panther Cubs?
www.chairmanfredjr.com www.chairmanfredjr.com Phone contact 773-256-9451. Email chairmanfredjr@gmail.com.
All right, and on behalf of our photographer, because we put him on blast, James, I gotta ask this question: does the Black Panther Cubs accept white people?
No, we're not a racist organization, but we're a realist organization. We do have rules in which the white community can assist.
You don't gotta answer, Chairman. I'm just teasing you, bro. You don't gotta.
They can assist, but with the Black Panther Party Cubs, does not have white membership.
So hold on a second. Hold on, let me translate that. James, you can take pictures. You can't join. So.
This guy, Fred, my love. That's it, man.
Chairman Fred.
We need James to go to his community also, deal with racism, hatred with his brood, and hit them college campuses, get us up in them college campuses and speak up there, so everybody can play a role. This is a revolution, not a war. We need everybody to be involved too.
True indeed. So, Chairman, I'm gonna let you go because I'm gonna be honest with you. As intimidating as you are, I'm more intimidated by the Lady of Rage, and she's hitting on my phone. And she's hitting. Yo, Lady of Rage is calling. She's calling my phone. She's calling my phone right now. All right, brother. Much love. Peace. All right,
people.
So Chopp Shop Radio, we will be back. The live stream we're gonna take a temporary break, and we'll be back in a couple minutes with the Lady of Rage because I don't want to call y'all while she's on the phone because she might bitch me out for you know what I mean. So I don't want to get punked off by the Lady of Rage.
Yeah, so go to the bathroom, get right. Go
to the bathroom, grab a drink,
go refill the cup.
And by the way, the Chopp Shop Radio does not condone calling your white friends jive ass turkeys. I just want to go ahead and put that out there.
Don't go on John Shaft on nobody.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't get Dolomite on nobody.
Listen, so everybody tuning in. We will be back on the live stream in about 5 to 10 minutes with Lady Rage. Please tune back in.
Peace.
Oh, we gotta go. Don't say